Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Gilded Tarot Royale. Hopefully that focuses. It is by, Chiro Marchetti, text by Barbara Moore. And there's a website at the bottom, llewellyn.com. There's a couple other social media links. Feel free to check those out if you're interested. Supportive Oracle cards, Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reish, and at the bottom there is the website hayhouse.com. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. Okay, what do we have for Aries? You got the Tower card, the first card. I'm not even going to play. I'm just like, what? Oh, and you might not be upset about that, so let's just... Well, it would be Aries. That's like, oh, you know, that happens. Okay. Okay. Let's go a little farther. There's this energy around you. We got the Tower card here. We're going to deal with that in a second. I don't see it really upsetting you. But this is looming around you. Now, this card isn't always bad. It's definitely not always good either. Usually people fear this card because they're like, uh-oh, the devil, the devil. The reason it's not always bad is sometimes it talks about Capricorn energy. That talks about boundaries. That talks about strict boundaries. It also says if you work within the devil's binds, things can go well. But if you start messing with the devil gets really mean and does not want people to forget that. It tends to overdo the correction, if you follow me. They tend to be a little bit excessive with the discipline, if you follow me. This energy is around you. Be careful of this energy. There is a lot of success around this energy, but this is a very fickle energy. The way I'm saying this, I feel like I need to say that it's about the devil's perception about what's happening. It's not about cold hard facts, which I feel like Aries would be like what it should be. I'm not saying you're wrong, but when you're dealing with the devil, it's about how the devil feels about what's going on. This card, this energy could be fair if they feel warranted. You want to be careful with this energy because I feel like something is falling apart here. That Tower card is coming in. Once it starts happening, there's no getting around it, but this energy seems to be a part of this in some respect. And it can be, I know you're Aries, and Aries, you'll deal with what you need to deal with. I know that. But when that Tower starts happening, I understand that there's nothing you can do about it. But just watch carefully. This is a time to strategize. Try to not speak on the situation if you can help it. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I respect that. But this is a kind of talky little listen you much. Because this is also one of those situations when you start talking and you start sticking up for things that you think are right. People are like, oh, Aries is paying attention. Okay, do this differently because Aries is paying attention. We don't want them to know what we're really doing. If you're not talking and you're just listening and you're just absorbing what's happening, there's going to be so many layers that come forward. You're going to be like, oh, and it just keeps, wow, like, yeah, that's happening. These are not going to be things you're going to really like. But I feel like if you just step back and just keep letting it unfold, kind of like an onion, you can get to the depths of the situation that you normally wouldn't see. As soon as you start talking, people are going to be like, oh, Aries is watching. Oh, do that differently, just so Aries doesn't realize what we're really doing. We don't want them to really know what we're doing. So if you stay quiet, you play it cool, and people don't realize you're watching, you're really going to get to the bottom of what's actually happening, and that's what you need. That's what you need. I don't know how this sounds, but I feel like a more mature Aries energy, I feel like you figure that out. I have some Aries in my chart, so I'm like, there's certain things where you kind of realize you just kind of hold back. Maybe when I was younger, I didn't hold back on certain things, but now I kind of do, because I'm like, the more you hold back sometimes, the more you find out the actual truth. Not the truth they want you to think, but the truth that's actually happening, and that's what you need. It's going to be a long-term game. It's a marathon game. Once you start seeing it unfold, though, and you start seeing that more and more levels just keep coming up, and you're like, I didn't even think that existed. Where'd that come from? What is that? How did the who, the what? I feel like once you start seeing that there's just layers just keep showing up, I feel like you're going to get more reserved. Somebody just walked in from the side. Somebody in like a gray tuxedo. That was the creepiest thing. Okay, I don't know what that's about, but that just threw me. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna move on from that. If you can stop yourself from responding, I don't know if I'm gonna get over that. That just shocked the shit out of me. That just happened. If you can move beyond that and not react, you're gonna find the levels you need to find. That devil card, I'm telling you, be careful of it. It's, at first at least, it's your friend. Be careful what you accept from the devil. It's not always a bad card. I really do stand beside that. But this is a card of strict boundaries and strict or harsh penalties for breaking those boundaries. The devil never gives a gift without expecting or even demanding something in return. If the devil gives you something, or offers you something, let's go that route. If the devil offers you something, they're definitely going to expect repayment at some point, usually to their advantage. If you refuse the gift, then the devil will probably be insulted. So once a gift is offered, if you accept it, keep that in mind of like the payment will be expected back at some point, usually to the devil's advantage. If you refuse it, the devil will be insulted that you didn't take their offer. Careful. There's a lot of success around this person, whoever this is. So keep that in mind. I'm not saying this is a bad person. I'm just saying there's rules with this thing, whatever's going on here. It's making me nervous because I'm just like, Aries doesn't put up with things very well when it comes to people and their BS. Yeah, there's other people around this situation. Somebody else has screwed over the devil, or tried to. Maybe somebody else has screwed over the devil, but the devil never forgets. I mean, I'm surprised they don't use an elephant for the devil, I swear, because they never forget. They will never forget, especially if they're pissed. Forget it. Forget it. They'll never forget it. You forget it, because they won't. One of the reasons the devil might be offering you something is to screw over somebody else. Be careful. It's kind of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. This is a sticky place. This is sticky. This is a sticky one. That might be why you're getting this offer. Keep that in mind. Keep that very, very loudly in your mind. Especially if you're like, I didn't think the devil really cared for me that much. And all of a sudden they're giving me this great opportunity. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Because somebody else, they might be angry at somebody else, and this might be a passive-aggressive jab at somebody. Or, like, there's something, I don't know, maybe they're pushing you into a situation, and you're going to work with somebody that you don't really like, but you're going to have control of the situation. Like, there's something here with this. Because it starts off really good, and it seems like, oh, we're all good, success coming my way, we're all getting along, I'm getting what I want, what's the bad part of that? I'm not saying you shouldn't take it. But like if you're dealing with the devil is getting what they want. The devil also has hidden motives, let's be fair. The devil has hidden motives. Be aware of that. So that again, if you're being quiet and you're just absorbing and you're listening and you're not talking, you might find out more about what the devil actually wants versus what they want you to think they want. Keep that in mind. Somebody with a sharp tongue, intelligent person, sharp tongue, intelligent, but plays it off unassumingly, or do they not really know? What's the deal? That's interesting. Like, the Queen of Swords I like because it's a smart person. They don't have to be, like, just because they have a sharp tongue doesn't mean they have to use it. It means they could. Stress, being stuck in a situation, this is the Chariot card, things moving forward. This might be the person you don't really match with, ironically. Especially with that Fool card and the Queen of Swords. It's like somebody who can be very... They can be very sharp with their words if they want to be, but they're playing nice in this situation going forward. Don't get caught up in this situation. If you want to take the offer, that's fine, but whoever this other person is, I don't feel like they actually like you. I get like a false olive branch here. Like a false olive branch, like somebody trying to get along, like, well, we're going to work together now, let's try our best to not kill each other, let's just see if we can get along as best we can. That's a weird energy. I don't know. It seems to be connected with the devil quite easily. I don't know if the devil likes this person or not. I really can't tell. But I get there's victory around them, so be careful of that one. Don't get caught up with them. They have a lot of victory. They know the ins and outs of something that you don't. You may not even realize it's there. Be careful of this one. They have victory around them. Whatever this situation is, if you take the devil's offer, I feel like you'll be very happy and you'll like it. But as time passes on, you're going to find out the truth about what's really going on here. There will be a period where you very much like it. You'll be very, very happy. But I'm getting like somewhere down the road, you're going to if you don't see it in the beginning, you'll see it later. You'll see the truth. I get wisdom and like figuring out the puzzle. You're going to figure out what's really going on here. And I feel like at some point you may not want to be a part of this anymore. And you may feel like, oh boy, if I had known then what I've known now. The only way you could get ahead of this is like being very careful and very quiet and listening and not talking so people don't realize you're there. You will find out information they don't want you to know that will help you figure it out. Because down the road a bit, could be a couple years even, I feel like I don't really want to be a part of this situation anymore. There's some stress with it and there's heartbreak. The Three of Swords is heartbreak and this Nine of Swords is stress. The more you learn, the more you're a part of the situation, the less you're going to like it. Which, depending on what it is, it could just be, for example, if this is a work opportunity or a business situation, if you realize that this has a shelf life, you might be able to work that to your advantage. Also, though, if you do that, and you take this opportunity for now, and you use it for as good as it can go, and then when you've had enough, maybe you're going to work at a different company. Never forget that the devil doesn't forget. The devil will always remember what you did. You took their opportunity and you left before they could get back their repayment. You technically don't have to be doing anything wrong. It's all about how the devil perceives it. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Hopefully this reading has given enough information so you feel armed to make the decision you need to make. Stepping outside of it, I'm kind of like, well, the devil's going to be bent out of shape sooner or later anyway, because if you don't take their offer, they're going to be insulted. If you do take their offer, they're going to expect something. I take it with a grain of salt. I'm thinking maybe if I was in your shoes, I'd take the offer. I would realize there's a shelf life, and I would start making plans for that. Just make the best of it while you can. Enjoy it while you can, because there is a period of time here where you're very happy. There is. But it's almost like a heads up, like this situation has a shelf life anyway. It seems like it has a shelf life anyway. So, but just remember, this person, whether you take it or not, they're either going to expect something from you later if you take the offer, or they're going to be bent out of shape that you didn't accept their generosity. So, I don't know. I would just be aware of this. Maybe watch a little closer to see how far the reach this devil has, how far of a reach, keep that in mind. As long as you have that, you can strategize around it, you can work with it. You just got to see it. You just got to know it. That's all. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.